Good morning. Happy Friday to y'all. Hope you're doing well. But with that in mind, let me ask you, how are you doing? I'm going to start the video off with asking you, how are you? How are you doing spiritually? How are you doing mentally, emotionally? But how are you doing? I think too often times, especially in our culture, we tend to ask, hey, how's it going? And we're not really listening. We're not really paying attention to people's answers. I'm so guilty of that myself. Like I it's on a fast pace, go, 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 and I'm just like automatically responding sometimes whenever I ask someone how they're doing. So, how are you doing? Leave a comment below. Tell me how things are going in life. So, what sparked this video? Off the cuff, I do these every Friday or try to. I haven't done them for the last couple of Fridays. Oh, yeah. Thanks for hanging with me this morning. Happy Friday. It's Friday. How I usually do that. Um, so, yesterday actually, I was going to meet a friend at a coffee place. It's a nice area to hang out in. I don't really drink coffee anymore, which is mind blowing to me. But we go there because it's a nice atmosphere, a nice relaxing place. There's Bible studies that go on there, and it's just the atmosphere is kind of relaxed, you know? It's a little quiet, low key. So as I was going there, I drive there in my wheelchair. I came across a guy that he was walking in the same direction. He was going to the grocery store, and I thought about it like whenever I'm going the same direction as somebody, I think to myself, okay, do I stop, say hi, like how do I go on about this? Because I could easily zoom past someone, and just not think twice and give that person my time, or even if they want my time. I never know these things, so it's a little bit of an awkward thing for me because I'm like trying to feel these things out, because I've lived with people that were not morning person, did not want to look at you, did not want to talk to you, just angry people kind of in the morning. So I like oftentimes wonder, okay, maybe that's how people are up this way where I live, and I don't know. So for me, I am at as soon as I wake up, I'm a social person. Like immediately when I wake up, I could talk on the phone. Anyway, with that said, there was a gentleman. He was going in the same direction, and I pass. I think about passing him. And so I say, hey, how's it going? And he was like, up good. How are you? And I was like, I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking. And then he asked me a question. Like I could have just sped past him after saying hi and thanks for asking. Um, but I didn't. I kind of like slowed a little bit to his walking pace. And I don't know, something like I was just had a thought where I was like, hey, maybe just slow down a little bit, um, and be more intentional with saying hi to this guy. So anyway, asked me if I smelled something in the air. I know that's a silly thing. You're not familiar with what's going on in the world. There's these forest fires that are going on that is creating a bunch of smoke, and it's invading a lot of the United States, the eastern side. So anyway, um, I was like, you know what? I do smell a little bit of the campfire, and I said, I think that it's still going on. It came back, and because for a while it went away, and we chatted for about 5 minutes on our journeys in the same direction. Now we ended up splitting ways because he was going to a different destination than I was, but it was really neat to think about just giving someone that time of the day. I mean, I could have just said, hey, thanks for asking. I'll see you later. And just kept on going. But I think that little interactions like that are really important. I think that just something unique about that. And, I didn't take the opportunity to witness to him. And I recently just thought about that. I was like, I could have witnessed to this guy and told him about Christ and shared the gospel and that stuff, sharing the gospel is, hey, you're a sinner. Christ died for you on the cross, um, that you would be free from sin and be able to come into right relationship with the Father. And Jesus died on the cross. He was buried and he was raised in accordance to the scriptures. And so sharing that with someone is very powerful because you don't really know what Holy Spirit's doing in that person's life, and you don't know like what the power is that can come of those words. So I am praying that I do have the opportunity to see that guy again, and I will take the opportunity to witness to him. But yeah, there was just something special about simply asking him, "Hey, how are you? What's going on? How you doing?" And he was like, "Hey, I'm fine, but the smell is like really weird." And even though it wasn't like we just kind of ran into one another, he's an older gentleman, and kind of cool to run into people that are active like that and walking around and at that an older age, and so it was just really cool. So if you haven't yet, tell me, how are you doing?